India, the Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So we have been doing this session organized by the PP and on the dais, Mr. Chow, Mr. Seth, and of course through BC and all my senior colleagues. There are many colleagues who's known to me in person, and ladies and gentlemen, why this global refinery and petrochemical congress is at all required? This question should be coming to in our mind first. If we talk about this refinery and petrochemical congress, before that we should talk about why it is required. The requirement is global warming, greenhouse gas effect, and the world where we can live. Under these circumstances, if I try to give you a little bit of data, which you all may be knowing, or even if you do not know, does not make any lot more difference. But let me give you some data. We have been COP26. That means 26 meeting has already been taken place across the globe. But are we really going to that direction? What we all have countries has agreed upon or not? I personally feel we are not on the right path. Probably something more has to be done. And that is the need of this global refining and petrochemical congress. Now, if we talk about we are talking that refining or oil or crude oil or fossil fuel will be reducing. I talk about pre-COVID scenario. In the pre-COVID scenario, you have seen that our daily consumption of petroleum or crude oil was approximately 98, 99 million barrels per day. During the COVID, it came down to 91. Again, it has gone up to again 97, 98, and the current year, probably it will be crossing 100. And in the during this decade up to 30 or 31, this oil and crude oil is going to see is the highest growth. Where it is going and how it is producing, how we are producing, where it is going. That means there is a need, demand, and across the globe it is being used. If I say that we have to come out from these oil scenarios, it is practically as wanted impossible. Yes, we have to go for, there will be dent will be coming. We have to go for EVs, we have to go for hydrogen fuel, we have to go for some other fuels. But per se, today onward or by tomorrow, we cannot cut down. So there has to be a policy. There has to be a roadmap how I shift myself from this creating of greenhouse gas to the green world. And that is why we need to discuss this greenhouse or refining and petrochemical complex. Further, if we talk about in our India also, any country in this globe wants to improve themselves needs to have the energy. What is the energy consumption per capita in our country? It is 0.6 million tons of oil equivalent, whereas global average is 1.8. Now we want to improve, we want to be developed. If I see our sustainable development index, we are at 0.55 or 0.6. And the country which is in better, that they have approximately 1.8, I said the global average. And in fact, their MTOE is about 4. Now let's say that India will be super efficient and they will be getting this energy and they will be efficiently using it. But still we have to go. If I want to go to zero point 0.9 or 1, if I sustainable development index, sustainable development growth index, if I want to go to zero point 0.9 or 0.1, those countries 0.9, they have 4 million tons of oil equivalent per capita consumption. If the India is doing oil, probably, let's say for example, it will be 2 million tons of oil equivalent. Now, if I want to do that, then also my 0.6 has to come to 2, that means 3 times. So you can imagine what is the amount of energy required. And that energy will be coming from the various sources. As on date, the major sources is the oil. There are coke, there are coal, there are oil, there are solar, there are nuclear, there are hydro, there are many sources. Now the sources is to be going from one form to other form. And that other forms probably will take some time. Therefore, there is a need for efficient using of the refining and petrochemical field. If I talk about the petrochemical field also, global average of petrochemical consumption per capita is about 35 kg. And what is India? India is only 10 to 12 kg. What is the developed country? It's coming around 80 kg. So if you see the bottom of the pyramid, so this bottom of the pyramid is so huge that our petrochemical product consumption or requirement is huge, and which is one requirement which we cannot avoid. It will be coming, it has to be coming. Now how we make it in better and efficient way. That is why this better use or better refining technology and better refining petrochemical technology we have to adopt. Now there is a question, adoption, technology procurement and adoption. Technology procurement adoption. I can procure a technology, whether I can adapt it. That is how the skill is to be developed across the country, across the globe. So these are the issues that are to be addressed, and that is why I believe that such kind of programs are being arranged every year, everywhere, so that whole country gets the benefit out of that. With these few words, I would request Mr. Chow to carry on his presentation.